We talked weaknesses. You can't not talk about strengths, right? What is up, Fin fans? Yes, like I said in my stupid little intro, we're talking strengths today of the Miami Dolphins going into the 2020 season. Now, in my weaknesses, I talked about some things that, to me, as of right now, as of the day I recorded that, which I think was Thursday night. You guys, I'm seeing this Monday. I'm recording this Sunday night. Before camp, before everything, it's the weaknesses of the team. Could they get better? Could players show up? Could players become better and make it not a weakness of the team? 100% yes. I even said that in the video because that's how I feel. So today we're going to be talking about strengths of the team. These are some of the things that I think are strengths of the team. Some of you guys even brought up some of your weaknesses from last video. Some of you guys think that the safety is a weakness, and you ain't wrong. Bobby McCain struggles at the safety position a little bit. Can he bounce out back? Can he play better? Are they going to put him back to slot corner? Are they going to put Igbenogany back there? Like, there's a lot of puzzle pieces. I do think Eric Rowe played very well and is going to stay at safety. But I see where you guys are coming from. Opposite him, we don't really know. So I can see where you guys are coming from with that. Like I said, I always ask you guys to comment below because you guys always come at me with some great facts and some great stuff. So keep doing it. Keep commenting below. Being that it's the weekend, like I said, I'm recording this on a Sunday. Some of you guys ask about it. Some of you guys wanted me to bring it back. So I'm going to bring it back again. Got a little trivia for you guys, Miami Dolphins trivia. Who succeeded Dan Marino as the Dolphins' primary starting quarterback? So who succeeded Dan Marino, who played from 1983 to 1999, as the Dolphins' primary starting quarterback? So after the 1999 season, I'm going to try to help you guys because you can be like, well, this guy, who succeeded Dan Marino? You guys should know this. It's a very easy answer. So let's jump into this. Let's talk about the strengths. My point of view on strengths, kind of try to back it up with some stats, back it up with why I feel that way. And then like usual, be sure to comment below. I want to know your guys' strengths. No specific order, but I'm going to start here. It's an obvious strength of the Miami Dolphins as of after free agency and especially after the draft. It's corner. Corner is, in my mind, probably the strongest position on this Miami Dolphins team. Yes, we have to really hope that Xavier Howard comes back healthy. He gets all his ailments under control. I honestly think that if the Dolphins were in a hunt, were on a little bit of a game-winning streak, they would not have put him on IR last year. I think that they would have just rested him for a few games, had the bye happen, and then brought him back. It's wholeheartedly what I think. I don't think his injury was so severe that they needed to shut him down, but he did get the scope on his knee. Everything's fine. There's no damage, no nothing. So if he can come back, play at his top, 7 interceptions, and he didn't even play a full season. He got 4 interceptions. Didn't even the man is a beast when he has those cleats on the field. We just need to have him keep those cleats on the field. But you got Xavier Howard. You got Byron Jones that we bring in for the Dallas Cowboys. Shocked the world. Some people thought, hey, the Dolphins have the money. Why not go for Byron Jones? And then they think, hey, you got Xavier Howard. You're paying him a fat load of money. Why would you pay 2 corners fat loads of money? Because that's my thought process when a lot of people were asking me, hey, why don't the Dolphins think about bringing in a Jalen Ramsey or something like that? I'm like, you're not going to really pay 2 corners a fat load of money. Well, Doug, look, you're wrong. And I was wrong. They brought in Byron Jones. Loved the move of bringing in Byron Jones. It was a great, fantastic, smart move in my mind, bringing in the Byron Jones. Now, looking at stats for Byron Jones when it comes to going up against, these top wide receivers for the past 2 years, Travis Wingfield put out this tweet, and it just blew my mind socket. Last 2 years, going up against some of the top wide receivers, Michael Thomas, I'm not going to talk about it. 2 receptions for 21 yards. Alshon Jeffrey, no receptions for no yards. I don't think that's really a big surprise. We all know how Alshon Jeffrey is. Stephon Diggs, 1 catch for 11 yards. We will be playing him twice a year. John Brown, 1 catch for 6 yards. Cook/Woods, 2 catches for 19 yards. Odell Beckham, 0 catches for 0 yards, and he had 5 total targets with the New York Giants, and he had 1 reception. Julio Jones, 1 catch for 19 yards. Michael Thomas, again, 0 catches for 0 yards. And T.Y. Hilton in 2019, he had 1 catch for 23 yards. Now, yes, Byron Jones has the stigma to his name that he doesn't get a lot of interceptions, but you won't catch it on him. He's going to shut that down. He's going to shut you down. So the bringing in of Byron Jones was huge. The guy is a great corner. Then we have an unsung hero. And not everyone thinks he's an unsung hero, but we have this guy who's an unsung hero. Some fans think he's garbage. Some fans think he sucks. That's Nick Needham. Now I got some stats to back up Nick Needham. In 2019, Nick Needham came in. He got thrusted into the starting position because Xavier Howard went down. He was preferably going to be playing slot corner, which I think he's going to go back to slot corner. He's going to be going, competing with Igbenogany. But we got Nick Needham coming in, like I said, thrusted into the starting position when Xavier Howard went down. And I'm looking at some of these stats, against the Washington Redskins. Not a great team, but still, it's football, and you still need to play football. You see what I got to do with? It's football. You still got to play. Washington Redskins, Paul Richardson. He had 3 targets against Nick Needham. No catches. You had John Brown from Buffalo. He had 3 targets, 2 catches. Juju Smith-Schuster. That is a tongue twister. 4 catches for 3 yards. 4 targets, 3 catches for 43 yards. You have Demaryius Thomas. He only had 4 targets, 2 catches for 19 yards. Zach Pascal. I think I said his name right. He was targeted 7 times. He only caught the ball twice against our guy. John Brown, again, the second time, he was targeted 13 times. He only caught it 6 times, which means Nick Needham shut him down half of the times he was thrown his way. Still had 106 yards, but again, this is an undrafted guy coming in, thrusted into the position. Odell Beckham, he was targeted 8 times, caught 5 for 51 yards. Again, not a huge amount of yards. You had Alshon Jeffrey again, but he had 11 targets, caught 6, 59 yards. Demaryius Thomas again, 9 for 5, 5 for 9, 80 yards. Darius Slayton from the New York Giants, only 2 for 6 for 24 yards. And then against Cincy, there's no wide receiver name, but 9 catches for 14 yards, 132 yards. It's a big game. It's a bad game. But if you look at these stats, and you can say, well, he gave up 106 yards to John Brown week 11. He gave up 132 yards week 16. He gave up 80 yards week 14. And then other than that, he didn't give up a lot of yards. It's promise. It shows that this guy who's undrafted comes in, gets thrusted into this position, showed a lot of promise with these stats. A lot of promise. So, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Nick Needham. Like I said, slot corner is, in my mind, a deep position. Like I said, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, Nick Needham. Then we draft Igbenogany, 30th pick. And like a lot of people, we were like, why? But Brian Flores came out and he said, you can never have too many corners. And you go watch his college film. You go watch his tape and you're like, that's why. So 4 corners that I think could be starters for the Miami Dolphins. And then we still have some depth behind them. We still have Tankersley here. Will he come back? He would have came back if it wasn't for Ginkle getting the nod to come back from IR versus him. Again, if that happened this year, we can now have 3 come back from designated IR instead of 2, because I think we had another guy. So we still have Tankersley. We still have, Webster. We still have a lot of good corners. Well, not good, but we still have some depth at cornerback position. So I honestly think that corner is one of our strengths right now with, like I said, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, Igbenogany, and Nick Needham. Especially if Nick Needham can produce and not have a sophomore slump and build off of some of these really good games he had that I talked about. Very, very good. My other strength, linebacker core. It's been so long that I've been asking and praying for a good linebacker core since the days of Zach Thomas, since the days of Junior Seau. I've been asking, come on, give me a good linebacker core. I think we got a pretty decent one. I think we got a good one. Strength of the team. Bring in Kyle Van Noy. We got Jerome Baker, Sam McGuavin, Raekwon McMillan, Vince Beagle, my guy. Came on the channel. You're my guy. And you got Ginkle. And then we got depth. Roberts. And then Hull we bring in. We got depth at this position. We have so many linebackers. 8 to count. We have 8 linebackers. And that's because the Dolphins like to use these linebackers as pass rushers. They run a 3-4. They run a 4-3. They run a 5-2. They run a roaming defense. I honestly think that linebacker core is definitely one of our strengths, especially bringing in Kyle Van Noy, because then now you're not asking other people to do things that they're not comfortable with, or you're not forcing to people to do things that they would prefer to do something else. Now you got Kyle Van Noy. Hey, we need you to pass rush so Jerome Baker can drop back into coverage because he's got that speed, sideline to sideline speed. He can cover these tight ends. Or, hey, Kyle, we need you to do this because of this. Or, hey, so many different options because of the wide range of linebackers we have, from Vince Beagle, from Ginkle, these guys that love to get after the quarterback, to McMillan, who loves to stop the run. I honestly think that our linebacker core, for the first time in a very long time, is one of our strengths. I just boot my mic. The last strength I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to get into some of the other things with the team, because I know a lot of you guys could be like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Hey, what about this? Last strength I want to talk about, and a lot of people are going to probably be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You lost my interest at this point right now. To me, it's the coach, the head coach of Brian Flores. It was 1 year, Doug. I can already hear you guys typing it, and some of you guys might even be typing it before you hear my reasoning behind picking the coach and all this stuff. I can already hear it. It's been 1 year. He didn't do anything. How is a guy who won 5 games a strength of the team? I can hear it and I could feel it just flying at me. I can hear the keys flying at me. He won 5 games. Why is he the strength of the team? It's because he won 5 games. The man, at some point, when the season started to when he started to win his first game against the Jets and started to win 5 games, look at the stretch of the 5 games and look at his record when he started to win. Look at his record. The stats are, don't look at the stats. Practice squad. He had practice. He literally was poaching. He takes Zyler from the Ravens practice squad, plugs him in. He plays the next week against the New York Giants. He just starts taking corners and just starts plugging them in. You're going to play. You're going to play. Hey, you're starting this week. That's why a lot of these practice squad guys wanted to come to Miami. It's because they knew, hey, I'm going to play. I'm going to come in. I'm going to play. And he won 5 games. People will run through a wall for this man. Now, yes, there's that rah-rah talk, free agent gets a fat check and he'll kiss asses for days. He'll talk people up to the moon. But so many people talked about the reason that they came to Miami to play for Brian Flores. Some of these players took pay cuts. Ted Karras was offered more money to stay with the New England Patriots. He came here on a 1-year contract to play for Brian Flores. The coach makes a difference. And when people see what the coach can do for you, you're going to want to play here. Eric Rowe gets a contract extension. You see Albert Wilson taking a pay cut to stay with the team. You see Devontae Parker get a contract extension after taking a pay cut to stay with the team. Coach makes a big difference. And then there's another coach that I want to throw out there, not necessarily a strength, but just something I want to talk about real quick, and that's Josh Boyer. We talk about the fact of losing Patrick Graham. The defense is going to take a regression. It's going to take a minute to learn the defense again. I don't believe that's going to happen. Bringing in Josh Boyer, who was our secondary/pass defense coordinator, I honestly think there's going to be a continuity with the defense. I think the guys who played on the team last year and the guys who learned this defense last year, they're going to have no problems going into this year. I honestly think you take the defense as a whole. If you want to say like, hey, Doug, which side do you think is going to be better come in 2020? I think it's going to be the defense because of Josh Boyer now being the defensive coordinator. You go from the past defense coordinator / cornerbacks coach to now the defensive coordinator. You can listen to some of these players that talked, like Gachow and stuff, who said he had a big voice in the locker room. He had a big voice when he came to the defense. So I don't think we're going to lose a big amount of continuity going from Patrick Graham to Boyer. So that's also another strength. I'm not saying he's one of the strengths. He's not on the level of Brian Flores, the linebackers, or the corners. But I think it's something to talk about because there's that continuity I was talking about and the weakness. Keeping him around so that the defense is still that same scheme. There's still the same defense that Brian Flores wants to instill by adding his players. That's the other thing we keep forgetting. Brian Flores played the 2019 season without any of these players that he wanted, without, any of the scheme that he wanted to really do because he didn't have his players, but he still won 5 games. Hey, I might be sugarcoating it. I might be kissing this man's ass, but you win 5 games with a practice squad team. You earn a little bit of my respect. Now, will I crown him? No. I've learned my mistakes from Brian Flores and Adam Gase. I will not crown Brian Flores until I see him do better this year. He wins 8 to 9 games this year, I might crown him. And you're thinking, 8 to 9? God, Doug, you have a low standard. Progression. Maybe I won't crown him. Maybe I'll wait till 2021. But that's my strengths. Corners, linebackers, and Brian Flores. Those are my strengths. You're asking yourself. I can feel it. You can feel you asking yourself. What about quarterback, Doug? We bring in Tua Tagovailoa. You don't think that's a strength? I haven't seen him play in the NFL. You got Fitz, who's got noodle arm Magoo. You got Rosen, who needs to prove to me that he can get this all together and learn Chan Gailey's offense. And I haven't seen Tua play in the NFL and under Chan Gailey's offense. I'm not saying it's a weakness, but I'm not saying it's a strength. You'll notice that all the other positions, they're the middle of the pack for me. Defensive line, I don't know. I have to see how they play together. I have to see if they can get after the quarterback. The people they bring in, I liked. And I liked what they did on the other teams, but I have to see them play together. Wide receivers, they got to stay healthy. Devontae Parker has to have another great year like he did, and everyone else needs to stay healthy for me to think that that's a strength. Or if they don't, it's a weakness. See, middle of the pack. Running backs, how will Jordan Howard play? How will Matt Breida play? Will Balaj bounce back? We don't know. These are things I need to see. And then safety, like I said, I don't think it's a weakness, but I also don't think it's strength. I think Eric Rowe played really well last year. Bobby McCain, we have to see what he can do. So that's why those positions are middle of the pack. I will be making another video breaking down this team going into the 2020 season after the cuts, after training camp, because then I get to really see how they're playing, how they're bouncing back, how they're playing against other teams in preseason. Then I'll make a full breakdown of the Miami Dolphins 2020 roster and give you guys the depth chart when it comes out and who I think is going to do things and fall on their face. But like I usually say to you guys, be sure to comment below. I want to know your strengths. If some of the middle of the pack for me, some of you guys might think quarterback is your strength. I want to hear it. Let me hear why you think quarterback's your strength. I want to hear why you think your strengths, and I want to hear them. If you disagree with my strengths, let me hear it. Love interacting with you guys. I love talking to you guys. Before we get to comment of the day, I got to give you guys the answer to the trivia question. Who succeeded Dan Marino in the 2000 season? Give you another 5, 4, 3, 2. Jay Fiedler. It was Jay Fiedler. Jay Fiedler, 59 starts from 2000 to 2004. It's Jay Fiedler. An unsung hero. Unsung. What does that even mean? Unsung hero. If you guys ever go back and watch one of my videos, I did Unappreciated, I think it was Dolphins of all time. I put Jay Fiedler up there. He won a playoff game for us. He was the last quarterback to win a playoff game for us. But like I said, be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. This comment comes from Jones the Bro 02, or just 2. And he says, comment of the day. This might be a weird question, but I'll ask it. Do you think the offensive line was weak because they didn't have the chemistry with O'Shea's plays? And do you think it'll change around? Do you think it'll change with Chan Gailey around? It's a very good question. First off, I don't think it's a weird question at all. I think it's very solid, very sound. It's a good question. Yes, I think Chad O'Shea had a little bit of the reason why the offensive line wasn't doing so well. And I also think that that was also a little bit of the reason why he was fired. Not fired, it was mutual letting go. But I think that's another of one of the major reasons, because he was so focused on his wide receivers in the pass game that he wouldn't scheme or plan to help have pass protection, shifting the line, doing things to give the quarterback more time or open lanes for the running game. It's more focused on the passing game and the wide receivers, being that he was a wide receiver coach with New England. So yes, I do honestly think that Chad O'Shea had a little bit to do with the struggle with the offensive line, because we bring in one of the best offensive line coach in Googly Mo, and they still struggled. Could it be the talent? 100%. But I also think that it didn't help the offense coordinator not really focusing on it. Chan Gailey coming in, I think it's going to be a little bit quicker. I think it might help getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands a little bit more spread. So don't have so much pressure on the offensive line. But we'll see how it pans out. We'll see. Can't tell you 100%. Yes, it will. No, it won't. But I think it will be better because, like I said, Chad O'Shea wasn't really focusing on the offensive line. But that is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I usually say at the end, but I'll say now, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That guy outside honking because he agrees to do it. As soon as news breaks, bust it out on Twitter, and I come on here and I do my thing like a chicken wing. I do have the option of making stories, so I'm going to do that as well. So be sure to go check me out on Twitter and Instagram. I'm almost at 1,000 on Instagram, so if you do have one, it's at DouglieDoWrong. Be sure to follow me there. You don't have to if you don't want to. Same thing with Twitter. It'd be nice to be able to communicate with you guys a little bit more on both those platforms. Check out the Bit Boys. I got some videos coming out with that. I have to stop procrastinating and stop not posting more videos on the DouglieDoWrong Studios. I'm going to be posting more on there, so you could check that out. Just got super busy lately, going back to school for a different degree. So be sure to check those two out and subscribe if you like what you see. But like I said before, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like the content, you like the videos, and you like what I'm doing. I have a ton of these types of videos planned for you guys. I might actually, let me know, comment below and give this video a thumbs up if you want me to break down each division and pick division winners in each of those divisions. I think I'm going to start doing that. That's another thing I'm going to start doing for the summer. It's because it's going to get dead again. I'm going to pick division winners for each of the divisions. So be sure to comment below. Let me know if you like that. And hit the thumbs up. If I see a lot of thumbs ups, then I'll know how to do it. Check out DolphinsTalk.com. Great site. Like I said, had Mike on last week. Really cool guy. Great site. All Dolphin content you want is over there. Go check it out. Hit that subscribe button, because if not, you won't be able to see more great Dolphin content. You won't be able to see some of the great videos I got planned. And if you don't hit that bell, you won't know when I go live or when it goes live. I'll be live Saturday at 1 p.m. Like I said, every other Saturday I go live. So I'll be live this Saturday the 13th. Then I'll be live Saturday the 27th. Flip-flop it every other Saturday. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. But like usual, stay classy. Love you guys. And fins up.